All right, this is how you add existing models to your design. So you can open up the design you want to add models to. So I'm opening up the wedge that we all started. All right, and you can see I'm highlighting the different planes, right? You should have only one set of holes here. Okay. Now I need to find the model. So I'm gonna go back home, and again, I'm in SCRC. I'm gonna go home. I'll go to SCRC robot files, and you should pin it to the top of your project list so you can always access it. Now I have all the stuff you can add. All right. So the first thing we should do is add a motor mount to fit on these holes, the thing that holds the motors. So it's called 22 millimeter motor mount. I'm going to right click on it and do insert into current design. They will not be linked. That's okay. You don't need to know that. Just proceed. And you can see it was just added to my file, my browser of different files within this project. All right, so you see the motor right here. Now you see these arrows? These allow me to move it that way, forward and back, up and down. Okay? And these circle things allow me to rotate it. Okay? You can see the degrees changing. Now I want this motor to be standing up with the holes facing down, with this part right here kind of facing this way toward the wedge. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this 90 degrees. 90. Okay? I'm going to bring it forward because I can't see it. All right, I'll move it over again because I can't see it. Okay. Now I want to flip it the other way, so I got to find this one right here. Helps me rotate it. I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees down. It might disappear under the model. That's fine. Just make sure it goes to 90. Okay, that's good. Now you know it's perfectly straight. I'm gonna bring it back up because I can't see it again. All right. Now, how do I line it up with those holes in particularly? All right, those specific holes. How do I line up this up perfectly? So if you go over here, you see this move copy box? You're gonna go to move type. Right now it's on free move. Like I can move it any way I want with these arrows, but I'm gonna go to something called point to point. Click on it. And now they want me to decide what point, and I'm zooming in with the mouse wheel. They want me to decide what point. Actually, I'm gonna move this up more. Because I kind of can't see. And I'll actually move it out of the way so I could totally see. All right, now I'm gonna click on point to point. And what it does is saying, hey, what point do you want to line up with another point? So I want to line up these holes. So if you click on the mouse wheel, you could drag the model around. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna highlight this face right here. You see how there are all these points, like the square, the circle, little squares, the arrows. I want the center point right here. So if you notice, the mouse is kind of changing like where it goes. If I hover the mouse over this face, because this is the face I want to find the point on, and I hold down control, no matter where I move my mouse now, it won't change. So now I'm gonna click on this point right here. Okay. Now it says I got the origin point selected. Now I want to set the target point where I want it to go. Right? I'm gonna zoom out with the mouse wheel, move this view cube around, drag it by clicking on the mouse wheel. And now I want to line up this hole that I chose with that hole. Now you can just zoom in. I'm just going to hold down control on this face just so it doesn't change. So I'll hold down control. Now again, no matter where I move the mouse, it will only allow me to put something on this face. I don't want that hole. I want this hole. I'm going to click and boom. It's perfect. It's lined up perfectly. And I just hit OK. All right. You could even look at the bottom. And it's in there. Okay, so now your holes are matched up. I'm gonna do it again really fast. All right. Now I'm gonna get a motor to put in there. I'm gonna find the motor. Bot kit's 22 millimeter. That's the motors we're gonna be using. Right click on it, insert into current design. It's right here. I'm gonna kind of move this over, lift it up, drag this view cube. And now I kind of want this face right here to line up with this wall right here. So I'm gonna do point to point. I'm gonna turn this a little bit. I'm gonna go to this face. I'm gonna hold down control, and I'm gonna go to this center point on this face. And then now once the target point, I'm gonna hover the mouse over this side of the motor, but on the face, not on the line, not on the line, but the face, like right in the middle somewhere. Hold down control, and it will be the crosshairs right here. Come on, mouse. No, let me turn this a little bit more. There we go. Boom. All right. Now you can see it's perfectly in there. Now, if I wanted to slide this forward or backwards, I still could do that. I could right click on the motor mount. Click move on, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Right click on the motor, not the motor mount. See, it highlights. I'm just moving my mouse over it and you can see the different parts highlighting. I'll right click over the motor, click move, and then it allows me from this position to move it. So if I just wanted to slide this forward a little bit, I could. All right, but it still stays in that line, like it still matches up with the motor mount hole. Okay, so I'm gonna even slide this forward, 5 millimeters, why not? Okay. Actually, I want you to do that. Slide it forward or backwards because you see it says minus 5 millimeters. Hit OK. Now you got it. Awesome.